My first moment of filming is at Silverstone, race weekend, in front of 120,000 fans.
To just see that, we knew we were creating something that's gonna stand the test of time.
It was just surreal. It was absolutely surreal.
Silverstone is where the first Formula One race was held, and it has all this history.
I remember just feeling like we're on hallowed ground. We are stepping into a sport that is so revered, and we just wanted to make sure we didn't get in anyone's way.
So we start filming here at Silverstone.
I promise you we're going to do our best to do you guys justice.
There's no way we could have made this film without the tight partnership with Formula One. You know, without the access we had, there's no way we could have pulled these scenes off. The access to the races, the access to the track, you know, we were able to shoot during the national anthem standing next to the drivers.
We have a lot of the F1 drivers in the film. Once they saw what we were doing, they were all in.
You were all our partners in this. Thank you for allowing us in.
It is as authentic a racing movie has ever been. The journey from getting the script for the first time to being here at Silverstone, super embedded into this environment, is just incredible.
We had to prove to F1 that we could slot ourselves into the race weekend without cocking up their programming, because it is military precision, it's to the minute.
The timeline is precise, there is no wiggle room.
So there's a lot of pressure just to get it right.
By painstakingly going through all the what-ifs and plan Bs and plan Cs and many, many rehearsals, everyone got to a point so that we could be confident that nothing we did would compromise the integrity of the race.
This will be live, so we can't just cross over.
Having minutes to shoot a scene versus all day required us to make adjustments on our side, but at the same time, it infused the filmmaking process with this kind of energy that I hope you can feel on screen, because what you're seeing is real.
We're filming live.
That was it. No more than 2 takes.
You have to sort of nail it.
It was sort of like doing theatre on steroids.
If we get it, we get it. So you had to be on it.
It's a lot of pressure. I got really nervous. You know, the national anthem, for one, was a big one. It's you, Verstappen's next to you. And then being at the end for the grid start, you know, I'm right behind the cars.
It was all planned, but no one knew if it was going to work.
It was a first time for everyone.
That kind of pressure on a scene gives it its own momentum, its own energy.
And it's like everything's on the line, and I think people are going to feel that.
We also had to work with our broadcast team to make sure that the international feed, the global broadcast, kept clear and deconflicted with that action. So if you were a fan watching at home, you would have had no idea that those 2 Apex cars were on the grid. Of course, if you're in the grandstand, you could see it.
Even our crew had to wear a costume because we had to blend in.
The whole world of news was there. That scene was incredible.
And then when it came to the actual national anthem, you know, I had Brad on my left and Verstappen on my right. And I remember asking him, I was like, when you guys sing the national anthem, do you put the race suit up or do you like have it down? Like, what'd you do? And he was like, either's fine, like it's okay, it's fine. And I was like, okay, cool. For me, it was my favorite day on set.
We've pulled off something that's never happened in filmmaking before. We were all so pumped, and it was just such a magical experience. We honestly felt like a real team.
And we just burst into this unplanned chant.
And I got honestly goosebumps.
It was magical, that's what it was.
I think after that first Silverstone race, that certainly was a little bit of a test run, but that first weekend went so well that after that, you know, I think they got more and more used to us being around.
The whole sport being on board. I was just really proud.
By the end of it, we felt oddly part of it.
Having Damson and Brad both drive on the track this weekend in our car that we built, getting footage for this story is amazing. It was definitely one of the most intense days I've ever had on a film set, but the energy of the crowd, the cars, standing next to all the F1 drivers, and then having Damson and Brad there with them, that was one of those moments I'll never forget.